Space.
Oh.
Hello.
That's me.
That's you.
Oh, that's not me.
Maybe you found us now. Everybody hear us okay?
Still says waiting for remote.
You need to go out and find the right one. Two-seaters, how are you guys? We don't even have storms this weekend, so
It's a beautiful day.
we've even got good lighting, maybe. Everybody see us okay? Southern Arkansas, how are you, young lady? Southern Arkansas, how are you, young lady?
Sorry, I'm trying to get
There may be an echo in here.
trying to get this figured out.
Our week has been crazy. I've been hammering on the barn, and everything is going great over there. I like another day, day and a half, maybe 2 days worth, and Mr. Vietnam Vet's going to be in shape, rolling with a pole barn, and he is going to be a happy man.
And I'm going to be happy because you're going to be home.
I just can't get her to do anything when I'm not here. I don't understand.
Well, I started out good, but then I got sad because he was gone.
Don't poke the bear. How are you? It's amazing the lighting and sound you can get out of a little old phone. Rowdy had to come join us.
Blue Egg Homestead says hello from Minnesota.
Rowdy got left out. He said, I'm here.
We can start now, huh? Jerry Wolf says you sound fine. Lighting and sound awesome. I think you're a better half. See? You think I did well?
I did well.
You're not
I'm the better half, right?
That's me. Excuse you. That's me.
This is probably one of the most rotten dogs we have here. He's kind of my right-hand man. He's getting a little bit older. He suffers from acute pancreatitis, so he has to have a little aspirin every morning to keep him functioning and rolling forward.
He's a little spoiled.
He's a brat. Stop licking me.
Julie says, hi from cold, snowy Utah. At least it's not sticking. What was it, 70?
75 today. It's been 75 the last 2 or 3 days.
Sorry. Not to rub that in or anything, which I would have loved a good snow, but...
It's hit and miss around here with the snow. We've had years where we've gotten 14, 15 inches twice in 1 year, and the last 2 years we've barely had one little dusting. So you just never know what we're going to get around here.
Yep.
He is a killer. He's an ankle-biting fool.
Natalie says she's here. She lost her phone, but...
No, you wouldn't have lost your phone. Rowdy, stop licking me.
Jerry Wolf says you're the better half with her permission. I agree with that. I like the way you think. Roger says we have rain and they needed it. We don't need rain.
No, we're good for a week or two, I think.
No rain for us for a little while. Which, if we could get a light drizzle, we might get a little bit more of our burn pile down. But right now, I'm good with the rain. I don't want any more. Don't Poke the Bear says, you two are living our dream. 3 more years till hubby retires. 73 in Tampa, Florida.
Keep pushing forward.
Yep.
Keep pushing forward.
Definitely. That's what we did. We just finally had to say, let's do it. And here we are. Southern Arkansas, I love your cabinets. Thanks. These are just, these are the ones from Walmart, right?
These are just the little half bushel baskets is all they are.
Yeah. He actually makes the half bushel baskets too, but...
they're all over the house.
Yeah, I have them everywhere. But these were deeper, and when we moved down here...
She already had them.
We already had them, and so we just used those. But his workshop is not up and running so that he could have made me some. But he's made several of these, but these are actually from Walmart, and I just stained them, so.
Cheap and easy. We like cheap and easy.
Yep. I think it cost me, what, 40, $50 because they're like $10 a piece.
And the rest of our cabinets down here, we got lucky on Facebook and picked them all up. Somebody was doing a remodel for like $150.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and snatched them all up. They were probably 80s model, solid wood. So we just went through and painted them all, and voila, cabinets.
Yep. Worked out good.
It is St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
Yeah.
I forgot. Look at that. I even put green on. I
don't have green. Stop it. Let's see. Let's catch up on some. Terrell Cummings says, how good did the chicken water work?
I am waiting on 2 little old fittings to get here from Amazon, and hopefully we'll have it back up or completely up and running middle of this week, hopefully. So look for a video toward the end of the week. I had a pretty major project going today that ended up, I think, spreading into 3 videos. So that's going to help cover Miss Angie while I'm gone for a day or two. And then I'll have the barn video build coming up. And then hopefully get back on the chicken water. It's amazing how you can get a week behind on getting videos up.
We actually have put water in the buckets for the chickens to start learning to go towards that, and they're doing great. And as far as keeping the water cleaner, it definitely is keeping the water cleaner. Of course, the stuff that they have on their head is falling off in there, so there's a little bit of dirt. But other than that, it's
clean. They can't get in it, and that's what makes it
so
great.
They can't step in it. That's the biggest thing. Let's see. Jackie Williams said the greenhouse is up, and it took 4 hours. I really want a greenhouse.
One of these years.
It's on the list.
We've got dresser and desk and everything with...
Yeah, the dresser is just full of seed plants right now.
Everything in front of the windows is just loaded up.
Yep, and then I have more upstairs that are waiting to germinate, so because it's warmer up there. So hopefully we'll get some more. I think I've got the marigolds up there and my lavender, which I did my research finally on the lavender, and it is just not... it takes longer to germinate. And it's really hard to get it to. So they say plant a lot more plants or a lot more seeds because you're only going to get like a third of what you actually plant. So let's see. Jerry Wolf says 60 degrees and sunny in Sacramento with 4 inches in the past week.
Sacramento.
Ian says we had it and now it's gone and I'm thankful for no snow. We lived in Maine for years and I've had my fill of snow. I just wish we could get, like, actual winters, like snow, and get to go out. Like, I'm watching some of the YouTube channels, and they're, like, getting snow, and it's like, what?
It's good and bad.
We're in shorts. This is crazy.
It's nice because we don't have to spend a whole lot of time breaking water bowls up and all that. So
that's true, too. So.
That makes it a nightmare.
Let's see. William Clausen says, howdy. Julie says, when you leave, Miss Angie's going to come to Utah and we're going to do some crafting and have some fun. I would love... I told you guys probably a week or so ago that I was going to work on my chicken wreath that hangs on my chicken door. Well, that hasn't happened yet, so I just don't ever have time to craft.
I've got a story about Utah if y'all want to hear it. We had some guys come down that were working for Schlumberger, and we were harvesting an outcropping of the shale at the end of the shale play here in Arkansas. And if you don't know what a walking stick is, it's this gigantic bug. They can run usually about 6-7 inches long, and they look like a stick.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid, he was probably 19 or 20, got out up there, and there was a walking stick that just stepped up on the edge of his shoe, and he freaked out, not knowing what it was. So me, being the nice guy that I am, fed him this great big long line of baloney about this bug and all these crazy things that it could do. Of course, I was lying to him. He wouldn't get out of the truck the rest of the time he was here, and he wanted to go back to Utah so bad he couldn't stand it.
So they don't like the walking sticks, huh? Let's see. Hope this works. Our Homestead says, howdy, guys. Glad you guys could join us. Let's see.
I can't see comments, just her, so I'm just here for decoration.
Craig's Farm. You're here for decoration. Well, okay. Craig's Farm, Matthew says, I'm new to your channel and this is my first live. Could you share a little bit about your homestead? Sure. Go for it.
Go for it. We are buried in Arkansas here in between the Ouachita National Forest and the Ozark National Forest in the River Valley. We are completely off grid, solar power, well, we do have propane that powers our refrigerator stove and hot water heater. And we just hide out here in the woods.
We have goats,
Chickens,
chickens,
dogs,
and that's it right now. We're looking at rabbits and bees and quail soon, hopefully.
Once the barn's built.
Yeah, we gotta build a barn. We moved out here in October to the cabin that we built just for like a weekend getaway. We loved it. Yeah, like last spring. We loved it so much we just decided to give up our 3,000 square foot house. All our kids are gone and just move out here and decided to homestead. So here we are. He is retired from the oil,
military and oil field.
Military and oil field. I can't say that word. Anyways, and we owned a daycare in a town local close to us, and I retired from there. And here we are. We're just living life and enjoying it and
living the dream.
Started YouTube the 3rd of January
this year.
Yeah, and we're just doing us, and we love it. And
yeah, we're only 2.5 months in on this.
Yep. We've just loved the community, the people, the support. We learned so much from YouTube and all the people that we follow, and just having a good time. So,
Army. Sorry, I seen it pop up on the screen.
Well, I'm trying to. Jackie Williams, lettuce, kale, beets, spinach, basil, rosemary, carrots, all up and going in my herb pot. So come in at night. I still work in the greenhouse before I can. Wow. We're about to get the garden fenced and get the garden ready to plant. So we're just a little bit behind. But
no, we're on track. We're doing good. We may be a little late on the broccoli and taters, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be good. It's just been a big process because everything out here has been from scratch.
We're always late, and that's the great thing about it is we do not require a calendar or a clock here.
Yeah, half the time we don't know what day it is.
We can barely keep up with the month.
Yeah. So, apparently it is our son's anniversary tomorrow.
Our youngest
son's anniversary tomorrow. 1 year. So, happy anniversary, Ashton and Hayden, if you're watching. And Kevin's mom and dad, and I don't know how many years they're celebrating. So, so happy anniversary to you guys too. And the only reason that I realized that is because I was talking to my daughter earlier, and she was like, yeah, it's such and such. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what day it is. Like, we seriously have no idea what day it is around here.
It's good to lose concept of time.
Except for Sunday, we know, we count, and we're like, oh, it's Sunday.
Yeah, it's time to shut down.
It's time to take rest and do church and all those things and just take time for each other. So,
just means you should cook for me all day.
No. I've actually baked quite a bit today. I made some banana nut bread. The recipe I got from Living Traditions Homestead. Sarah, I love all her recipes. I go from one recipe to the next. And then I made her hamburger recipe tonight as well. And then I also made peanut butter cookies. That one wasn't hers, but I did make those too. So
I dug into those.
He's been eating those. So dinner tonight's lasagna. And when he has lasagna, I get to eat spaghetti because he hates spaghetti. So I just take that.
She hates lasagna.
I hate lasagna. I don't hate it.
It's the same thing.
I just prefer to. I like spaghetti.
I just prefer to have lasagna.
So we just take it and half lasagna, half spaghetti. And so I took the rest of the dough and I'm going to make some breadsticks for the first time. So I'll get to see how those turn out. But yeah, if you're looking for a good hamburger recipe, check out Sarah over at Living.
Hamburger?
Hamburger recipe. Hamburger bun, sorry, recipe. And she uses it for hot dog buns too, and a bread. You can make bread out, a loaf of bread too, and it's really, really good. So go check it out. It's really easy and really good. So check that out. Roger says, what size propane tank do you guys run?
We've got a 330-gallon tank, and we filled it up in October, which was 6 months ago, and I think we're still floating around 65% on it. So I'm thinking we should get close to a year, if not a little bit more, out of the 330 gallons, running the stove, refrigerator, and hot water.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad. I mean, that's one of our only expenses as far as utilities go. So
besides our cell phones.
Yeah, and so it works well for us. We like it. Michelle says, I made it. Yay! Ashton said, thank you. I see that you figured out how to comment, Ashton. Yay!
Living Traditions Homestead, and that's on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Kevin and Sarah, they are up close to Springfield, Missouri.
Mm-hmm. And she cooks a lot in her YouTube channel. She actually made a rabbit jambalaya today, and we're actually talking to them about possibly getting some rabbits and from them, and because they raise their rabbits for meat and they also sell the meat. But I'm wanting to try to get with them and try to get some rabbits so that we can start doing our own down here.
Since we have nowhere to put them right now.
Hush. That's not a problem. You just they can sleep
throw them in the bathtub.
They can sleep in your bed.
That'll be all right. You sleep on your side of the bed. You can sleep outside.
So yeah. Anyways, and they also have a really cool, which I'd like to get it, cookbook on how to cook different rabbit.
25 rabbit recipes.
25 rabbit
25
recipes.
of their favorite rabbit recipes.
Yeah. So check out that channel. They're very informative, and I just really like watching their channel. Ian says, I like banana nut bread. My dad made that a lot when I was a kid. My wife makes an awesome cranberry nut bread. Also, how many watts of solar do you bring in?
I have 8 295-watt panels with 8 330 amp hour batteries. So if we're conservative, we can make it 2 weeks with no sun, which we've not had to run into that yet. We've had, I think our biggest stretch was about 6 days of no sun, and we survived. You know, we still watch TV at night for a couple hours, run a coffee pot in the morning, running lights, charging devices, all that kind of stuff. We get by. But our normal daily usage, out of the 100% on the batteries, we usually use around 6 or 7% if there's no sun out. So it's not bad, and it works great. Even on a cloud, even in the rain, I'll still pull in 100, 200 watts of charging during the rain. It's just phenomenal.
Jim says, what about the deer getting in the garden?
Not a concern with the Pyrenees. The Pyrenees don't allow anything around. We had a horrible deer season this last fall from coming down here, adding the goats and the dogs and all that. We've always had a pretty good deer population down here. They're non-existent. They do not exist around here.
Yep.
The garden is right here close to the house, and the dogs are on it. I mean, they patrol, they run, they all night long.
Ugh.
I think I've seen one squirrel in 6 months right here close by. The birds,
so true.
I mean, they're after everything.
Yep. Julie says, my garage freezer died, so it looks like we are having turkey dinner tomorrow and then another turkey being cooked on Monday. I guess I'm glad it is snowing. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, at least you can throw it out in the snow and keep it good.
There you go. I don't know how many times when our kids were younger that they would leave my mom's freezer door open. Oh, they'd go out to the garage to get a popsicle or whatever, and my mom would call me and be like, your kids left my freezer door open, and now I have
everything is burnt.
All the meat, which my stepdad is a huge hunter, and so meat, oh my goodness. So that's got to be like one of the worst things, especially when you stock up on your farm. Oh, I can't even imagine. Roger says, how about the hogs in your area?
don't have any right here, knock on wood, just west of here. They're pretty thick, pretty heavy. Where we kind of live here on the mountain, we've got the river that kind of runs around us on three sides. So they only got one avenue of approach coming over in here. For the 20 some odd years I've been up here and hunting around here, I've never run into a wild hog. You can go about an hour west of here, down around Fort Chaffee. They're just overrun with hogs down there. So it's probably just a matter of a time before they work their way this way. But I have not had an issue right here yet.
Now, what animals have you seen up here that's scary?
Scary? I got some pictures of the black bear. I've seen bobcats out here. Seen a black panther. What was that, 4 or 5 years ago, down at the bottom of the mountain, at the foot of the mountain, about 5 o'clock in the morning, ran across the road in front of me. That was interesting.
Oh.
Many people have seen it around here.
So I don't like to go out after dark. Stay inside.
They won't eat much. There's a lot of critters around here.
Would the dogs chase the hogs if we had them here?
I think they wouldn't. They're on anything and everything. They got that big mean possum the other night. But he didn't make it to the chickens. I mean, they were on it. You know, a little sneaky possum trying to get over there, and he didn't make it.
No, he didn't. It was...
We've had one pack of wild dogs come over here.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I think there were 6 or 7 dogs in the pack. By the time the peers got over there to them, they had actually got a hold of our little poodle and shredded him pretty bad. He ended up with 20, 30 some odd stitches, and we got him back around. That's Fuzzy Jack's running around.
Yeah, we almost lost him. That was hard.
But that's the biggest problem we've had down here so far.
Southern Arkansas Homestead, Nina says, I so need to learn solar for my cabin.
It's not bad. We started with a small system here last year, and our original plan was for a weekend getaway. So that was kind of what I built, was a small, cheap system that we could survive on the weekend. And I didn't build it to where it would recharge quickly. I built it to where it had a week to recharge itself for the next weekend. And when we first moved down here, that was what we had. And we definitely had to upgrade from that because it was slim pickings.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that were done for the weekend to get away, and by the time we moved in here, it was like, okay, this has got to change, this has got to change, this has got to change.
But I slowly stepped into it, learned a little bit more about this and a little bit about that, and I just kind of kept improving, and I'm absolutely no expert whatsoever, but house hasn't burnt down, and we got
have
power.
electricity, so hey,
we're doing something.
He did something right. I know. I wish he would have done the setup of the solar, but we had so many projects going on at the same time with the bedroom build and just getting down here, moving from our other house and getting in here, and we just never stopped and thought, hey, let's film this. Because it was like, we're going to work on this for a few minutes and then this. So, I mean, it was just kind of scattered. So, but it would have been really nice to have had a setup of the system that we got. Roger says, you're lucky we have elk, deer, antelope, and wild boars.
I love antelope.
Jackie Williams says, what kind of batteries do you use?
I'm running Trojans.
And we have
they are 6 volt, and I am wired for 48 volt. And I've got 8 6-volt Trojans in there. And they were like 115 pounds a piece. They're monsters.
They're heavy, yeah.
And they're, I don't remember, 2.5 foot tall. They're all stacked in one box out, or in our little solar room there, and they're vented to the outside.
Yeah. Don't poke the bears. Sorry.
Monthly maintenance. Monthly maintenance.
Says, are you going to sell the Pyrenees puppies? Yes. We're keeping one. I would keep 2 if he'd let me, but we're keeping 1. And then
Zephyr.
Yeah, we've named him Zephyr. We did. And then we're gonna call him Zeph. I think that's cute. Leo, and Zeph. That'll be cute.
But their names are actually, in case you've never heard their real names, is Beatrice and Leonidas and Zephyr. I guess will be the new pup.
Mm-hmm. So, but yes, we have. We think 4 spoken for, plus ours, so that leaves 3.
Is there another today?
No.
And possibly one more. We've got 2, maybe 3 left.
Yeah. So, but no one's put deposits down, so no one is guaranteed yet.
I'm guaranteed.
Besides us, of course. But yeah, we are selling them. And we are, I'm going to be so sad to see them go. They're just now starting to eat puppy food. And it is just insane when they start eating.
They're 4.5 weeks old, and they're probably pushing 7-8 pounds now a piece.
Yeah, they're chunky little kids. They're so cute. I don't want them to go. Hello, Matthew Belford. Glad you could stop by. Let's see.
Brady thinks you called me.
So, what did we get done today? Did we already talk about that?
Yeah, 3-part series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We lost a lot of footage this morning on a editing error. But we recovered as best we could. And we're going to keep moving forward.
We actually put 30 eggs in the incubator last night. So I'm going to start a video on that.
That's the first run of the meat birds.
That is our first batch. We've collected since last Friday and put them in last night and ended up gathering 30 eggs from our 6 hens. And yeah, so I'm going to do a whole video on that from the beginning of putting it in to checking it every day, and then candling the eggs at 10 days, and then hatching and taking them out and all that. So in about 22 days, 25 days-ish, there'll be a video up on that, so check that out. But I will give updates in my videos every once in a while, see how they're doing. Roger says, I went with 8 Surrett 480 amp hour batteries for our system, and we love them.
It's a lot of juice. It's a lot of juice.
Ian says, do you just gun hunt, or do you hunt with a bow also?
We've got bow, we've got muzzle loaders, we've got modern gun, you name it. Counting bow season here, we run about 5.5 months out of the year on bow season. So we've got a little bit of opportunity there. And then we'll have 2 muzzle loaders come in and 2, sometimes 3 separate modern guns. So we have opportunities.
Yep, it just feels like we haven't hunted in forever because we've been so busy. So hopefully soon we'll get to do that. April says, hey guys, really nice to see you live. Hope you have a great St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. I totally didn't even realize that today.
I just said it.
I know, but I mean,
I pinched you.
I know. I'm gonna slap you. What day is that?
Don't slap me, Rowdy will bite you. Anybody else think he's a bum?
What is the average price of land here?
In our area, typical wooded land, nothing extreme one way or the other, $1,000, $1,500 an acre. It's not too bad. If you get out and get in some of your richer ground, flat, you'll pay $3,000, $3,500 for good pasture land. But you can find it as cheap as $500 to $700 an acre for some pretty rough stuff around here too.
Roger says, do you guys put food plots out?
Where the garden currently is has been my food plot for the last, I don't know how many years. I've dished that up and planted food plot down there many years. And that's where our garden is currently. This old cabin that, if you've watched any of our previous videos, that's sitting out here in the yard, I built.
Yeah, I did.
Back in 1997, 98, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's been quite a long time. I was pretty young when we built it, and this is where I've hunted pretty much all my adult life.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I refused to come down here and stay in that cabin. So, because it was pretty scary.
It keeps you dry, keeps you warm, that's all that matters.
I'm not sleeping with the rats. Or anything else decides to come to sleep in.
Well, you're only here a couple of weeks out of the year. and the rats actually managed to chew through like an inch and a quarter thick solid wood door to get in there.
No, I'll stay home.
Yeah, we'll rent it out. As we're talking about the rats chewing through the door.
No, we lived what our other house that we moved from is what 3 miles,
3.5 miles.
3.5 miles from here. So I would come down for, of course, all the yummy food, and then I would go home and sleep in my bed. I was not staying down here. But finally, I talked him into building a cabin down here, and of course, it had to be cute. And once we got it all done, it was like I didn't want to leave. So that's why we're here. Crazy in Love with Jesus says, nice to see you live. Just got here. I just got done with a marathon watch to catch up. How many acres do you have? And it seems maybe this has been family land. Yes.
Yes, and everything's surrounded by family land still. And we've just got 4 little acres right here. But what's not surrounded by family is owned by Green Bay Packaging over here. So
yeah, we bought we didn't buy. We got 2 acres from my dad, and then we bought 2 acres from my uncle because all of the land was split up amongst the children, and so we just bought a couple acres right here that my dad had and my uncle had that were side by side, and so it worked out great. We were able to, because at first when we built the cabin, it wasn't even actually on our land, so we ended up getting the cabin, the land.
But it was family land, family use land. So
yeah, so it was like half our house was on my uncle's land, and but anyways, it was all family, and so everything around us is family, so we don't have to worry about anybody
neighbors
moving in on us. Thank goodness.
Because our closest neighbors by road are almost 3 miles out.
No, we do not rent the cabin out. If it was my opinion, it would be burnt to the ground. But he actually wants to salvage, and I agree with him.
That's a sentimental item. That's like the first thing I ever built, because I was like 18, 19 years old, and
burn it.
We tore an old house down in a town like almost an hour from here, and that's pretty much what we used to build it with. Once it was complete, I think we had like $200 in that little old cabin. That was basically wire and nails. Everything else that we scrounged.
We'll have to do a tour of that cabin one day so you guys can see. It's bad. But we're talking about taking it down, but we want to salvage some of the stuff out of it.
Everything, but I don't see us taking it down.
Why?
Because I don't want to.
Just light a match.
We'll remodel it, and you can, that can be your doghouse.
Okay, so moving on from that.
There's a lot of memories in that cabin.
Roger says, I was going to put out some corn feeders, but I found out that the deer and elk do not have access to that, and we would kill them, so I have to come up with another idea.
Wow.
Never heard of that.
We've run feeders out here for a long time. They've actually, starting last year, changed some rules and regulations on feeders due to chronic wasting disease. It's a little bit worse north from here, and it's just now kind of starting to pop up around here a little bit. So it's just something that we've got to keep an eye out for and help preserve as best we can. But like I said earlier, we're kind of surrounded by the river on 3 sides, so the deer here are a little bit more secluded, in my opinion, and hopefully aren't taking in that CWD, that chronic wasting disease, from the north.
Ew. Any future... Oh, sorry. Ian, I love to hunt with my bow and my inline muzzleloader, but as a preacher, I don't have time to hunt either, but this year I hope to have more time to hunt with the kids.
You'd be amazed how much time our preacher man comes up with to hunt.
He knows. Yeah, he loves to hunt. He's a big duck hunter and... Everything, yeah. He likes to hunt.
I gave up and got kind of lazy and went with the crossbow, and I bought the Barnett Ghost 410. And with the light grain tip, it'll shoot like 417 feet per second. So you can pretty much hit dimes at 100 yards with a bow. So it's kind of cheating, but I'm getting older, and it's all right.
It's cheating.
She's only got a compound.
Only?
But she probably couldn't pull it back if I went and got it right now.
I could too. I did good with mine. Well, I'm not going to do it right now. But
Let's say this is going to be entertaining.
I'm going to have to go practice on that. Yeah. So, yeah, our preacher man, he has camo day at church. It's pretty funny. Everyone wears their camo. So that's how big of a hunter he is. Jimmy says, any future plans to move or extend the garden? I just want to get it done.
Move? No. Extend?
Yeah,
possibly.
Probably. We got to work the rocks out of this one first. But, yeah, we will probably extend in the future.
What I stepped that off at yesterday is, I think it's right at 100 by 80 on one end, and then it draws down to 60 foot on the other end. So it's still a decent sized little garden. We can squeeze quite a bit in it.
Yeah, and we'll probably have other gardens. I don't know if we would extend that one, but...
Yeah, because we're going to plant the elderberries up here. And
have just different garden areas.
We've got a lot of planting to do out here. Only thing we've got out here right now is muscadines, there's some wild plum, and buku blackberry.
Yay, blackberry jelly. Rowdy, you're being called vicious. You should calm down. Michelle says it holds memories. And Julie says it could be nice for storage, crafting supply. I'm too scared to go in. Like, I'm not kidding you. You don't understand how... Oh, it gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
It's only been there for 20 some odd years, pretty much abandoned, so...
Like, he asked me to go in and help with something, and I'm like, I don't...
We were moving our spare wood stove in there, and it was heavy.
Okay. Matthew says, do you think there's an age limit to start a homestead? I don't think so.
I think if in your mind and your body is capable, I don't think it's ever too late. I'm glad I started when I did. Wish I would have started younger, but I have no problem starting later. I talk to a lot of folks, and they're like, we really wish we could do that, but we're just too old now. And I'm like, no, you're not.
It's perfect.
You're not, and
if you can garden and you can take care of, if you want to take care of animals, and you can financially do it.
You can have the hard stuff labored out.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
And you got kids. Work them.
But yeah.
If you can get them to come over.
But the younger you start, it's just...
I think we're probably on a hard road of hard labor for the next 5 years. And I think by that time, we're really going to be lined out on so many things that, and in a routine throughout the year, as far as whether for gardening, canning, picking berries, whatever it is we're doing that time of year, we're just going to click, 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 click right along and not even think about it. Just, when it's meat bird season, when it's whatever, we're just
do whatever season it is.
We're just going to click along, but we've got to get that routine down.
And my goal is, because, what kind of sold me on it, we'll spend the winters in the house by the fire, reading our books and just enjoying all our hard work for the summer. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, we labored all winter long, and I'm like, now that spring's here, it's time for work to start.
Time to get busy. Yeah,
the relaxation's over.
We worked. Okay, Carol says, hello from Florida. Matthew, do you think... No, sorry, I just read that. Don't poke the bear. We had that in the deer in Wisconsin. Terrible on deer. Jimmy Melder says, any wild turkeys in our area?
Yes, we have quite a few turkeys around here. It's hit and miss. I think the best year I had down here, I think I seen 9 longbeards dragging the ground at one time. It was the best year I seen down here.
Roger said just sneak over there after he goes to sleep. He'll never know. Be like, oh man, sorry, the burn pile got away from me. Hey, Flutie Luke. Glad you could join us.
Glad to have you, brother.
Jackie Williams, you are too... You two are...
Now, it's too bad we can't get Flutie Lick to break out the banjo and play some background music here.
Yeah. I loved that live video. That was really good. I was like, what are you listening to? Let's see. Bears love blackberries. Well, I'm glad the blackberries are up the road then, because that's scary.
It's not bad.
um,
Blackberry ain't gonna bother you.
Carol says muscadine wine.
Muscadine, everything.
Yeah. Uh,
Love some muscadine.
hello from the Netherlands. Creta.
I hadn't been there.
Creta. Is that right? Did I say that right? I hope so.
Creed away.
Creta Way, I guess. I hope I said that right. Hello. Thanks for joining us.
You're falling behind there, Mom.
I am. I'm way behind. We talk too much. Roger said, I started at a young age of 59 years and I can't stop getting things done and I love it. I know. I just stop every day and I think about where we're headed and how excited I am to get there.
But it's about the journey.
Yeah, and
It's about the journey. You know, I'm on the front porch in the morning drinking my coffee, waiting for the sun to come up so I can get started.
and then there's the days, of course, that you just want to be lazy and you don't want to do anything. Oh wait, that's
I
just
don't
me.
do that.
That's just me. But I mean, when you stop and think, okay, you know, some of our goals that we have set right now, what we want to get to, the things that we want to do, and you stop and you think about it, and it's really
Overwhelming.
it's it is overwhelming, but it's a cool thought to think, okay, I'm gonna do that, and eventually we'll be there. Just like with the rabbits, I want rabbits so bad, and he keeps telling me, no, we don't have a place for them. We don't have. We're not ready for them, and I just
We
keep
have
thinking,
some really nasty hot summers, and if you're not set up appropriately for rabbits,
you'll lose them.
you'll lose them. It's
From
too
heat.
hot.
So, and I want bees, and I want this, and I want that, and I want a barn, and so it's just
Want.
it's just, you know, our project list, and it's like if you stop and think about it,
The opportunity that's right will present itself.
yeah,
for
we'll
everything.
get there when we're meant to get there.
Yep.
And so, and it's like he said, it's about the journey. And so, but it's just so exciting to just think that that's, you know, we don't have to get up tomorrow and we don't have to go to work and do something that we absolutely hate and come home and be grouchy and all that. We get to get up tomorrow and we get to work on our project list and we get to reach the goals that we set for ourselves. So that's just really why I love homesteading. Carol Clark turned 47 tomorrow. Just started homesteading and love it.
We will both be 40 this year.
40.
And she's older than me.
About 3 months.
She has more gray hair than I do.
I have no gray hair. None.
She does have a couple. I've seen them.
I don't.
I don't have any either.
Whatever. I don't have gray hair. But when I do, when I get that, you know, I'll be okay with it.
She has a few.
I don't. Okay. Stop. Matthew says, have you ever done any trapping?
Oh, trapping. No, not really. We did do a lot of coon hunting back in the day when I was younger and could run through the woods in the middle of the night, but I can't really do that a whole lot anymore. I'm a little too chunky for that. Never really did any trapping.
Flutie Lick says, I would if I could. Y'all, we pick on command in Kentucky.
Yeah, Eastern Kentucky.
LOL. Yeah, that would be cool. Kevin plays guitar, but that's...
Not enough to do it live.
Yeah, not enough to do it live, but he does. I like to listen to him play.
I pedal. I am not a guitar player. Our youngest son is a guitar player.
Mm-hmm. He's good.
He's kind of
self-taught.
like Flutie Lick there. He's got the ear for it. He can hear something. He can just play it. And I can't do that. Something that would take me 6 hours to learn, he can learn in 6 seconds. That's just the way he is.
He taught himself off of a
video game.
Yeah, it was PlayStation or something, one of those games, and he just taught himself, and he's good. Let's see, Carol Clark, what does your family think about it? I'm assuming you're asking, what does our family think about us homesteading? Well, at first, you know, we quit we closed the daycare, and we told people that we were going to do this, and they thought we were crazy. They thought we were losing our
We are
minds.
crazy. So.
They thought we were, you know, I mean, not in a bad way, But I really think a lot of people thought, oh my gosh, they are.
You know, but they've got it in the back of their mind that we're not going to have
Yeah,
plumbing and
people
we're going to have
came
an
in
outhouse.
and were like, you have a toilet. I'm like, yeah.
That wasn't my choice because I was going to have an outhouse.
You have running water. Yeah.
There's hot water in the shower too. We even wear shoes.
So, our family at first, you know, I think they thought, some of them thought, you know, that we were kind of crazy doing
But they're
this.
supportive for the most part.
But yeah, they pretty much, once they came out here and saw what we were doing, they really, they're happy for us. That's what I'd say. They're happy for us. So, and part of this YouTubing is so that they can see what we're doing. And, you know, my mom watches our videos, my dad, Kevin's mom, our kids, and they can kind of follow along and see what it is we do. And so, they're pretty supportive. At first they thought we were crazy. Now they think we're
still crazy.
We're genius.
You gotta do what you love.
Definitely. Julie says, 40, you are just babies. I've got 25 years on you. Enjoy your younger years because getting old is no fun. Oh my goodness. If I'm not old yet, I don't know what to think because my body feels like I am 100.
And she's had a gravy life.
I think that's the problem. I've never had to do physical.
Soft.
I've never had to do physical labor. I've always helped Kevin, but he's always picked.
She always sit on the tractor and watch me work.
Well, that was that was
emotional support.
There you go, emotional support. I've always been there to watch him work.
I wouldn't say always.
But now I'm actually getting in there, and I am getting stronger. I think I can carry a bucket of water.
Hey, she helped me hang trusses on that bedroom.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
She almost had a panic attack.
No, I did. I had 5 panic attacks, I think. And it was funny because Kevin was like, I don't think I've ever worked with anybody that cried. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. We're putting up trusses and you're crying. What do I do?
Men just don't roll with emotions like women do. Men kind of go with logic.
Well, I'm an emotional person, so. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting old, but I do feel
She's coming around.
I feel like now that we're down here, I'm getting stronger. Like, definitely getting stronger, and I feel like I'm kind of, getting a little bit more in shape because before I couldn't walk from here to the chicken house without being out of breath. Kevin's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm dying. I have to sit down. But I'm actually getting into shape. So, and I don't know how not chasing kids didn't keep me in shape, but probably because I sat down and ate with them every time they ate. Let's see. Mom couldn't go without running water. No.
Wouldn't bother me.
I couldn't. I mean, if I had to, yeah, I could, but...
I'd take a bucket to the creek and I'd be fine.
Not if I have the opportunity. The option to have water. I'm gonna have water. I like to be clean. Jimmy says, what size or brand of tractor do you have?
I have a Branson. I don't remember if it's a 32 or 35 horse. I looked real hard. I bought that one new in, I think it's a 13 model. So I've had it for 5 years. And it's been a phenomenal tractor. It really has. I got a buddy that bought a Kubota same size, same year. And that Branson would outwork that Kubota 2-to-1, but it outweighs it by 1,500 pounds. So it's just a workhorse. And it was almost half the price.
I like that. We love to save money around here so I can spend it.
I use that thing like a rented mule.
Carol says being a homesteader doesn't mean you have dirt floors. I know, right?
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, just have to.
I can do dirt floors.
I feel like we have dirt floors sometimes.
Yeah, we're dirt floor poor.
With all the dogs, and we have no grass outside right now, so it's like all dirt. I feel like I am constantly, well, no, I'm lying. I'm just kidding. I'm not. I I don't constantly sweep. I don't, because we're just gonna bring more in. So I do a good sweep.
Once every month.
No,
Good.
I do it at least. I do it at least once a week. But I mean, we try our best to take our shoes off at the door and put our house shoes on and transition back and forth that way. But right now, with the ashes and the dirt and the dogs, it's hard to keep the floor clean.
Debris from the firewood.
Maybe one of these days when we have grass, it'll be a little bit easier. But yeah. Ashton says, how else would Carlos see Rowdy if y'all didn't have a YouTube channel? Aww, your brother's watching. He don't care. I'm sorry, Carlos.
He's tired. He's had a rough day of watching me work.
Yeah, so we had a dog named Carlos, and our son and his wife Ashton have that dog. He's a little tiny Chihuahua. He's so cute.
He's fat now.
He needed it to be an only child. Because he just could not hang with the big dogs. So he lives with them now. Well, then we also have a son-in-law named Carlos. So it gets kind of difficult when, are you talking to the dog? Or are you talking to your son-in-law? Yeah. So, do you guys, April says, do you guys have a low battery in one of your smoke detectors? Yes, we do.
Can you hear it? And she keeps saying, low battery.
She's telling us it's low battery. Yes, we need to go upstairs and change that.
We'll put it on the grocery list to get a battery for here in the next week or so. Surprised they can hear that.
Do we not have a battery?
Probably 9 volt. I have to look.
Yeah, we got to get that
Would you like me to go get it and get it closer down here so you can hear it better?
Yeah, it does. It talks to us. She keeps saying low battery in the middle of the night. I'm like, really, lady? I'm sleeping. But at least she's reminding us we need to change that in case the house burns down.
Typical woman.
She keeps reminding you.
No need to remind me every 6 months. I'll take care of it.
Jerry Wolf, if you have been watching, you have not hit the like button, question mark. She's getting gray waiting. Oh!
How about a thumbs up, guys?
Yes, I don't get gray hair. Let's see.
Let's see if they climb now.
I love seeing you work on the tractor.
There's one.
I'm guessing they liked seeing me work on the tractor. Hey, I only broke one thing. Can y'all believe it?
How in the world did you get to the point of... I'm not going to go there.
It was an easy fix. You don't even know what he's done to the tractor.
It's a rented mule. I use it.
Yeah, well, that's, I only disconnected the little thingy, and I think I did it like when I was pulling back or pushing the wood and then pulled back. You're
supposed to keep all that out in front of your bucket or forks, not up in the tractor.
Listen, I'm not a professional tractor driver. We've talked about this. I sit on the tractor while
she goes so slow. She throws it in low gear. It's a 12-speed, and she's putting around in like 4th, 5th gear. Just
hey, at least I did something. That's right. The more you do it, the better you get.
That's right.
That's right. So,
the more you're lazy, the better you get at it.
Ashton says Carlos has 2 fat rolls now and an attitude. Southern Arkansas says, if I can have rabbits here as hot as it is, you can have rabbits there.
Well, we just don't have anywhere for good shade for them right now.
We want to build our barn, and then in our barn we're going to have like a...
Rabbit hutches.
Rabbit hutches, but they're going to be to where you can get a good breeze through there, but they're covered from the sun.
The metal roof's not too low down close to them, so they get good ample flow of air and not get too hot.
So
we got a plan.
We have a plan. We just got to get there. Jerry says, tell him that you have to learn sometime. Can't wait for him to finish his coffee. Unfortunately, while he's finishing his coffee, I'm still snoozing.
And then 3 hours later, she's still snoozing.
No.
I usually have to get a chainsaw or the tractor by the bedroom window to wake her up.
Yes. I like to sleep. What size barn do you have in mind?
Probably in the neighborhood of what did we decide the other night when we was kind of sketching it?
Big.
Yeah, probably 40 by 60. The house we just left, I had a 40 by 60 shop. And I'm thinking somewhere in that neighborhood
that
more than
large.
likely.
I like it. Yeah, that sounds fun.
We need ample birthing stalls for all the
Mm-hmm.
goats and hay storage and then quail and rabbits and feed storage and on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, that was definitely something that I learned. We had talked about wanting to do the separate birthing stalls for the goats when we got down here, but it just didn't happen before they started having babies. And so, as we
We
were,
survived.
yeah, we made it, but we could make it easier, I think, because we'd have like a mama having babies, and we'd move her into the building, and we had to lock everybody else out, and they went and slept in the new build or the new structure that we built, and then as another mama had
Shanty.
babies, the shanty, we'd move mama and babies in, and eventually we ended up with all of those goats in the house, and it was, I mean, there was room, but it was, and of course they kept each other warm because it was cold outside and all, but I want it to be to where they each have their own birthing stall. They go in and they have their time to bond with their babies.
With chandeliers and all that
That
stuff.
would be precious, but but yes, because when they were born, it was like they were all black and white babies. It was like, okay, who belongs to who? And they all tried to, and of course we thought Kevin was like, well, they'll go to their mama. No, 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 no. They wanted to nurse on every mama that walked by.
And a couple of them would let them.
And a couple did. They let them, so it made it more difficult. We were like, oh, I don't know who that kid belongs
You're
to.
getting fat, Ralph.
So yeah, that's just a dream
on?
that I have. Let's see.
Life rough, buddy.
Wynette Harris, love hearing your banter. That's how my husband and I talk. Flutie Lake, good sized barn. Mine is 30 by 50 and wish it was a little bit bigger.
No matter how big you build it, you always want it bigger. That 40 by 60 I built at the old house, I thought, man, I'll never fill this up. And like 2 years later, I'm like, I don't have any room to put anything in here. I got to stack it outside.
Yep.
And it was.
He's like, I need a shop for this, and then I need a shop for that, and
It was a mess.
Yep, definitely was.
Because I had to build a blacksmith shop onto the outside of that shop, and then I had a section set up for my woodworking. I had a section set up for all my metal fab, and I had my knife making room, and then plus building cars, and it was a mess.
Mm-hmm. You can never have enough room.
You have too many hobbies. You need a big shop.
Yeah. Let's see. Jerry Wolf says, I heard you say she got up at 10, but she said 9. Yes, ma'am. 9 it is. There you go. I like to sleep. It's like a hobby of mine. You know, some people like to make knives. Some people like to
Sleep.
I like to sleep. It's
Sad thing is she could actually sleep until 9:30 or 10, and by 11 she's taking a nap.
I could. Yeah, I could. If I sit down long enough. I could. I like to sleep. What can I say?
If I can get 5 hours a night, I'm good.
Dawn. I'm not even going to attempt that one. What state are you in, and how many acres is your homestead? We are in Arkansas, and we have 4 acres.
4 monstrous acres.
Mm-hmm.
It all slants downhill, and it's nothing but rocks.
Yeah, we have 4 acres of rocks and trees. Julie, you need a very large shop for your knife building. That way you can make a whole lot more of those beautiful, gorgeous knives. I agree. I agree with that. He does some beautiful, beautiful work. And what's crazy is he has no training. Like, he just one day was like, I'm going to start making knives. Okay, whatever. He comes in and shows me the knife, and I'm like, what? What is that?
I'll try anything once.
He tells me one
Most
day,
anything.
I'm going to buy a sewing machine. I'm like, why are you buying a sewing machine? Well, for leather. Okay, whatever. We get this huge sewing machine, and he starts making sheets and belts, and he made me a purse.
How did I even get started in that?
I don't know, but I'm just like, seriously, he just YouTubes it, and he's a professional.
I think I started out making knives, and then, well, if you're a knife maker, you gotta have a sheath to put it in. So I started tinkering with leather a little bit, and I got into doing Kydex stuff, and I started making all kind of Kydex stuff. And the more I got into leather, you know, somebody said, "Hey, can you make this?" And I'm like, "I don't know, I'll try."
Mm-hmm.
And I got to making quite a bit of stuff.
He made a dress once for our daughter.
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Out of deerskin.
Out of deerskin, and
don't ever tell anybody that I made a dress.
I just did. Yeah, she's like, Dad, I need a costume for. It was when she was, just
Boot
joining.
camp, maybe.
Was it? I don't think it was boot camp, was
She
it?
may have been in A school.
I don't remember where it was, but she was military, and they were having a Halloween party, and she wanted it to be Pocahontas. She has really long, dark hair, and so it would have been precious. And did you make her shoes too?
I made her a pair of house shoes.
Out of
the rabbit fur lined leather house shoes.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
I'll never do that again. I had rabbit fur everywhere.
Seriously, like he made a dress and shoes.
Well, the shoes were for something else. It's like a Christmas present or something.
Oh, okay. But she wore them with it, didn't she? She's supposed to. I don't know. But anyways, he's like a YouTube professional. I want to do it. Okay, go to YouTube, watches a video, and then he can do anything. It's not fair.
Except play guitar.
You can play guitar. You just don't sit down long enough and take time. Good night to Creta Way. I hope I'm saying that correct. It is after 1 there, and she is going to sleep. Thank you for joining
I don't blame you. That'd be bedtime for me.
Jimmy says, do you sell your knives?
I do, but since we've been down here in October, I have not had the opportunity to set my blacksmith shop back up. I've got a roof over it, and I got my forge moved in there, and that's it. My anvils aren't set up, nothing's set up, and it's still packed full of stuff, and we've been so busy birthing goats and trying to get the garden going, it just hadn't been a real high priority on my list. I'm hoping toward the end of this year that we can get everything back running with that, and hopefully maybe start up like an Etsy store or something like that, because I got some plans for some other blacksmith items and stuff like that. Plus we also have a booth about 30 minutes from here where we sell stuff in a little junk store, and we got plans for making a lot of things and keeping stock down there also.
It's not a junk store.
No, it's not. It looks like Hobby Lobby threw up in that
No,
place.
it is a craft store. It's an antique
needs some
store.
man gear in there.
Actually, they got a man booth.
Did
with,
they?
with some tools, so we need to go check it out. So yeah, he does. He needs to start making knives because he's very, very talented and.
I'm mediocre. There's some nice knife makers out there.
I think you do well. My view from the woods. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Michelle says that your knives look really good. Matthew says, do you sell your knives and do you take special orders?
Occasionally, not currently. Check back in 6 months.
Hopefully before that, because
Maybe.
with this whole knife stuff, we have had so many requests. I'm like, dude, you just need to get out there, get that done, and yeah, and then I'm going to town.
She's not allowed to drive.
Let's see.
She's scared.
You don't. Yeah. I hadn't drove since I don't even know.
She did the other day. She had to go meet her sister or something, and I was worried to death about our truck.
And I did. I drove. I had to go somewhere.
She likes to hit things that aren't moving.
No, I don't.
She almost took out the backup camera on her Jeep one time by backing into something. And I'm like, honey, how did you do that?
It
She's
didn't
like,
come on yet.
She hits the key, throws it in reverse, and goes. Didn't even wait for the camera to kick on.
Who needs camera? Ian says, my son Isaac saw the knife you made for Arm's family homestead and he loved it. Isaac is a knife collector like I was when I was his age. I like the fact that Kevin made one for each of our children, and so they each have a knife from their dad.
One of my very first, so one of my very worst.
But they love it. They wanted it mainly for, I guess, skin and deer and that kind of thing. And so Natalie has hers, the boys have theirs, and I like that. I like that down the road they'll be able to look back and say, my dad made this. And so.
It sure was a butthole.
Yeah, he was always the bad cop. I was the good cop.
Yeah. It's rough being that way, but they respect me more now, I think, maybe.
But they love me
Somebody
more.
chime in on that.
They love me more, don't they, Natalie?
Only if they want something. Hey, Mom, can I have?
They know Mom won't say no.
For the longest time when they were teenagers, I had to learn to just quit carrying cash. Because, hey, Dad, you got $20? Nope, I don't have any cash. And I didn't carry cash for like 10 years.
It was funny after the last one moved out. He's like, I can keep cash again. Sorry, we're trying to figure out this next.
Elsbeta?
Elsbeta Bollinger? I like your
Did I butcher that?
Probably. We probably both did. I'm sorry. I like your grunt style shirt. I have a few myself. I think that's all he wears.
Closet full of them. And this one here is Bravo 30. I'm sure you probably never heard of them. It's a buddy of mine's company, actually. 30, 45 minutes from here. He's got a website. He's on Facebook and all that stuff. He's got quite a bit of... I don't remember what's on this one.
Don't tread on me.
Don't tread on me. Mm-hmm. Don't step on the snake.
And on the back it says no trespassing.
Yep.
Yeah, they have a lot of for military,
first responders, firefighters, all that kind of stuff.
Police officers, that kind of stuff. They have a lot of really nice T-shirts. You can check them out.
Yeah, I even took this one to Mexico and did some modeling in it.
Mm-hmm. He did. He modeled and he was on a page on their Facebook page.
So go check out Bravo 30 to check out my modeling shoot. That may have been a centerfold. That was the center where you folded it over. That's all it was.
Wadded it up, threw it away. No, it's actually a good picture. I posted it on my Facebook not long ago and said, "Look at my handsome hubby." Let's see. The last of my ODTs wore out about 25 years ago. William Clausen. Okay, hey, we got the name right. Go us!
Sure.
Woohoo! Let's see. Julie says, "Well, I say that you have a Superman of a husband. He can literally do anything. I cleaned my hoarder aunt's home out, and I kept 4 of her old machines. That's so beautifully."
We are still looking for a treadle machine for here. I'd love to find an old leather treadle sewing machine, but they are so far and few between, you just don't ever see them. And if you do see them, somebody wants $20,000 for it. I'm like, no thanks. Only like 3 zeros out of my budget.
Don't Poke the Bear said, "Did you make a knife for keeping it Dutch also?" Yes. And there were a couple other...
Living Traditions Homestead.
Cog Hill.
And Lumina Acres.
Yes. And we mailed all those out to those guys.
It's not that I made them a knife. Those were what I still had in stock from transitioning down here and not really selling anything like that. Those were some that I had made up that I still had.
Yep. And those are some of our favorite channels, some that inspire us to do what we do. And so they got a knife from us. And let's see, Michelle said, "Glad I got to pop in here for a little bit, but I have to run and go pick up my little girl." Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to do this again next Saturday, so.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Let's see.
We'll have to trademark that.
Saturday
Somebody
night.
will catch on to that. Mama's falling behind, or
no,
she
we're
don't know
caught
what
up.
she's doing.
We're caught up now, so.
Somebody's got to have questions.
Oh, we've been rambling for, what, an hour now?
Hour and 10.
Ooh, an hour and 10. Those are some of my favorite channels, too.
Homestead
Yeah.
Night Live.
Yeah, Paula, I see your comments on there all the time. I'm like, there's Paula and Jody. I see you guys.
Joining this community, the Homestead community, and then watching all these different channels, and now, the longer we've kind of been in the circle, start to kind of feel like we belong a little bit, and I go and watch somebody live, and I'm like, hey, there's so-and-so, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, there's so-and-so, hey.
Yep.
And it's a really neat little community.
Yeah, and I love when Paula or Jody will be like, "I need more puppy time, I need more puppy time." And so I told Kevin the other day, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do for my video, so I'm just going to go video puppies.
And I tried to edit 10 minutes of puppy video, and I'm like, honey, I'm going to sleep.
I'm like, people like to watch puppies. puppies, so I'm gonna give them what they want. And I mean, come on.
We just need to set up a live puppy cam, let it run 24 hours a day in there.
Precious? I mean, come on. Ashton says Homestead Night Life. That's what we should call it. Don't Poke the Bear says, what crafts do you do?
Talking to you.
Well, I do a little bit of everything. I make wreaths. I do tutus for little girls, and then I also make tutu costumes.
And troll hair.
And then I've done the tutu dresses for like flower girl dresses and such. Yeah, I've done the troll hair. Yeah, any costume that you can think of for a little girl, I can make it into a tutu dress, and it's just precious. I have a page, it's cute as a button, and on Facebook, and I actually have a lot of my dresses posted on that page that I've made. What else do? I do
crochet.
Yeah, I've just learned how to crochet. I'm so excited about that because I've always wanted to learn how to do it, but I've never had the patience. And now that we have had time, I've actually sat down and taught myself how to crochet. And I made my grandson a blanket for Christmas, and I'm working on another blanket for this year. For somebody, I don't know. I don't know who's getting it. But yeah, it's...
Maybe she'll make me some.
Maybe. I was going to, but the dog's claws would get stuck in it, and it would just tear it all up. So
I end up with 5 little dogs in my lap typically every night.
Paula says she appreciated the puppy video, so William says, are you raising the goats for meat also? No.
Nope. These are dairy goats. We talked about that the other day. Situation need be, yeah, I'd eat those goats. But these are more so pets, and they're dairy goats. Mm-hmm. And
we raise them to sell the babies.
We talked about getting some more meat goats and having meat goats out here.
Yeah. In order for me to eat an animal, it kind of has to not be cute to me, and I don't think those long-haired, tall, big goats are cute.
Once you skin it out, it won't be cute anymore.
Yeah, those aren't cute to me, and that's why I want to do the New Zealand whites with the red eyes, because those are not cute. Those are creepy, and I could eat those. But if it's cute, I couldn't eat it. So, no. So, Mark Mortensen, your place is looking great. Did you get most of the rocks out?
We got a lot out. We've got a lot of sandstone down here, and that's why I was trying to use the bucket to get it out, because you can kind of chip into it a little bit and get into a layer and flick it out. And I got several of them out that 6, 8, 10, 12 inches deep, and then some of them out there are just the size of Volkswagens.
So we've come up with an awesome plan for Easter. We're going to invite all our nieces and nephews over, and instead of hunting eggs, we're going to hunt rocks. And then, of course, they can paint them. We'll make it fun. They can paint them after they find them.
It'll be $10 for whoever.
But whoever finds the most gets a prize, right? And then you go stack them at the end of the thing. And you know how kids want to hunt them over and over and over again? We'll just do it again and see who gets the most.
I thought we'd just let it run one lap.
Just go all day long. All day? Oh, well, you can do that too. Yeah, so that's our idea for Easter. Since we're cooking our eggs upstairs, we'll do rocks instead. Craig's Farm says, y'all are awesome. Do you crochet? Yes, I do crochet. I'm not good. Like, I can make, like, just a simple chain. I don't know all the words yet, but just a simple chain, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and make a blanket. And it's pretty. It looked really good, and I'm on my second one. But as far as doing anything, grab that right there. I made that too. Pretty please. As far as doing anything fancy, no. I made this. I was pretty proud. My little, what do you call it? Pot holder. Except for I can't get it to not curl up, so yeah.
Tell her how to fix that problem.
So I'm learning. I'm still learning, and I'd love to learn how to knit too. But I'm just realizing how expensive of a craft that is. Like, I've got half the blanket done right now, and I'm in probably $80, and that's just half of it.
Take your dog.
Hey, Ari.
She shredded my legs.
Flutie Lick Homestead said the community aspect of YouTube is our favorite. We've met so many great, like-minded people such as y'all. I agree. That's probably one of our favorite things about it. Is just, and you get to learn so much and see how everybody does things.
A lot of my friends around here, they just think I'm crazy, which they thought I was crazy to begin with, but
he is crazy. What do we plan on putting in the garden?
I was trying to think of where the seeds were. Broccoli, corn, green beans. Oh, we didn't do okra this year, did we?
Mm-mm. No,
Squash,
we did it last year and didn't.
Cucumbers, tomatoes. I don't know what all we got in there. Do you?
Just the basics.
Yeah, we went kind of plain and simple this year.
We didn't do anything fancy.
We tried to keep it as simple as we could.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes. 2 different types of potatoes, actually. Yeah. Since we're, it's
we
our
didn't have a
year,
garden yet. There was no fence. There was no nothing. There was
we
just
start from
rocks
scratch
and
on
stumps,
everything.
So
we just kept it simple, and then next year we plan to have a lot more stuff. And I've got to learn, or we've got to learn canning and freezing foods and stuff. Well, he's done it in the past, but like our green beans this year.
We had some that didn't survive.
Some of them didn't
process,
survive.
But we did the water bath, and that was my first time canning green beans. So, but 80% of them survived.
Yeah, a big percentage survived.
There was a few that didn't.
But once you open that jar that didn't survive, whew, it's hard to go back to the ones that did survive. So.
Don't bother me.
Oh yeah, once I've smelled something bad, I just, especially food, I just can't. Paula says her son and I took archery lessons today. So much fun. That sounds fun. Be cool. I remember one time when I shot my bow. Oh, string hit my arm. Oh, I bruised this whole part.
She turned her arm in, and I told her 20 times, "Don't do that, honey. Don't do that, honey. Don't do that, honey." And
that was rough. Let me tell you. And when I went to school, or went to school.
She learned a lesson.
The kids were like, "Oh my goodness, Miss Angie, what did you do?"
But the funny thing is like, there's a bruise.
Yeah, I bruise easy. But like, this was this big, nasty bruise on my arm. So Kevin, being the sweetheart that he is, made me this little thing for my arm. So that was awesome.
I did do that, didn't I?
Mm-hmm, you did. We could have bought one, but you made one, so it was good.
That's what happens when you got a leather man for a husband. Ari, why are you in my lap?
Don't poke the bear. How was the changeover from cow's milk to goat's milk? We have actually not switched over yet. We still have our babies nursing, and we are working on milking, figuring out which ones are going to be the better milkers, and we're going to attempt it. I'm not a milk drinker, anyways. We cook with it, but I don't do milk. Milk's just nasty. He loves milk. So, I guess it's going to be on him to see if he likes it or not.
Yeah, I only drank like a gallon a week, so.
But, I mean, I cook with it. But we would like to get into making goat's milk cheese and butter and all that kind of stuff. And so.
She says we, but she means she.
Yeah, we.
I don't have time. I'm busy.
Put it on the list.
That's woman's work.
Ooh, you're going to get trouble. Nobody don't like you anymore. Good luck with that. Rocks grow here. Yeah, someone said that the other night, that they grow rocks. I think we do too.
Yeah, we've got some.
Single stitch. That's what I thought.
Some of our northwest area over here, we actually have, it's probably 90% just surface rock. Just huge, size of a stove, surface rock after surface rock. There's like no grass even there. And a few cedar trees.
Julie says she can I crochet too. I can crochet rags. Dish rags and rugs, and I don't even know any terminology. Y'all probably never know terminology. I'll just know you do this. And that's it. Gons, aka Mike Carey. Hello all, blessings for all. Welcome. Craig's Farm. When you're making the barn videos, can you do a piece of setting and leveling of the poles?
Are you referring to the video that I'm currently working on?
The barn that he's working on now?
Or the one that we're going to build
Or the
here?
one that we're going to work on. If it's the one that we're working on now, he won't be able to do that because it's already filmed and done. But on our new barn, yes, we could do that. But who knows when that'll be. Paula says she has a nice bruise going. Yeah, I constantly am going, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? But
My comments quit popping up here.
I don't know. But I think that was maybe because of one of the medications that I was taking. I started having bruises. Like, I'd get bruises and they just would never go away. Finally, the doctor pulled me off that one, so. Ian, it's been great hanging out with you guys once again. Lord bless you both and see you next week. We'll see you next week, Ian. Thanks for hanging out with us. And
hi, Walter.
We appreciate it. Mike Carey says, new to your channel. Great so far. Keep it up. Thank you so much. We're definitely enjoying it. I think it's getting easier.
It's different.
There
was some getting used to.
Definitely.
That very first video that we made.
That was just like a spur of the moment thing.
There was a little stuttering going on.
we were like, we talked about it. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And one day I'm like, when are we going to do this? And he's like, let's do it now. It's cold outside.
Yeah, it was like 15 degrees. Like no time like the present.
So he dragged me outside and we did the video. And I don't know how many times did we start that video over because we were just like, blah. And here we are now. And it's like, you know.
It's all in what you get used to.
So we're having fun with it. We're enjoying it. And last week was our first live video. Yep. And we had a really good time. And I think the most number of people we had on tonight was like 37, I want to say. And we've got 35 thumbs up. So I think we did pretty good for our second time. Definitely. So,
for somebody, if you've been there from the beginning and you've been listening to us ramble on for an hour and a half, bless your heart.
This is what it sounds like constantly at our house. Like, seriously. It's
a little crazy around here.
We drive each other crazy. But that happens when you spend 24/7 together. But then when someone goes and helps a friend and is gone for, you know, every day for 8 to 10 hours, well, I sleep part of it, so it's not that long for me.
It's not been bad, because for, what have I been gone? 7 days? 7 days. 7 days, and I like 1 to 2, and we will have a 24 by 44 pole barn done, complete. And Buddy can't really do a whole lot. He's 71-year-old. Vietnam vet, hardcore guy, but his body just won't let him, and that's why he needs help. So that's why help is there.
And I'm glad he's helping him. I'm glad that, and Kevin's really enjoying the time. And
I like giving him crap. You know, old Army guys get together, it gets rough, but we enjoy each other's company, and he gives it right back to me.
Yeah, but I just sit here and I'm sad without him. I don't have anybody to pick at.
Rowdy's here.
Rowdy just wants to snuggle because he misses Daddy too, huh?
Yeah, he won't eat when I leave, so.
Don't Poke the Bear said, looking forward to more of your vlogs and live videos. Alright, well it looks like the questions and the comments are starting to dwindle, and I don't blame you. It's been over an hour, and it's been a good time.
I think Rowdy's probably about ready to go sit in the chair.
Roger says, my granddaughter has watched me make videos for YouTube, and she now watches watch her own channel. I'll link to the channel to see her videos. I created a monster. Don't pick on me in this.
Oh, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, he's had a good time. He comes home and tells me some funny stories that one of the other guys that
We actually had another helper come in too, and he's also prior military, so there's 3 of us.
all Army.
It's interesting.
He's a younger guy, so Kevin says there's like 3 different eras of.
I've known the guy for 3 days, and he now has the nickname Sticky. So, and it was all because his shoes were stickier than mine, climbing up on that steep roof.
Should have called him Spider-Man.
I called him Spider-Man too, but he said he preferred Batman because he liked gadgets on his belt or something.
Okay.
No, he's a good kid. He's a really good kid.
Julie says, great job, guys. My internet is goofing up, so I'm going to jump off. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you live next Saturday. Craig's Farm says, Simplify. Y'all are awesome. Time to give up. Give Craig his bath. Thank you. Mark says, I called in late, but did you finish your automatic water?
Not yet. Waiting on a couple of little pieces.
Got a few
Couple
more
of little
pieces.
pieces.
And then that will be up and running and one less thing we have to worry about. So, all right, guys. Well, it's been a great Saturday evening with you guys. I know that there's a few more that are going live tonight. Micro Farm, they're supposed to be going live. I hope I haven't missed that. And
yeah, we may have blubbered on too long.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think they were supposed to go at 8.
2-seaters?
Yeah, 2-seaters, Micro Farm. They were supposed to go live, and someone else was going live too. So, Jimmy says, any plans for an orchard or fruit trees? Yes.
Plenty of fruit trees, and we have to get some this fall from our old house. Sorry for whoever buys it, but when you're living there, I'm going to come steal some plum trees from the yard.
We're going to have to become besties with them because, yeah.
We had 5 big old plum trees.
These were trees that my grandparents. Great.
They come from your great-grandpa off the top of the hills.
Yeah. So, yeah. But anyways, guys.
Some old heritage plums over there.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have some fruit trees and some different stuff going. It's going to be a little while. Probably won't be this year.
We'll get those 4 elderberries in the ground this year. So that'll get us started with something anyway.
We put in grapes last year. I don't know if they're going to come back or not. We weren't living here at the time, so.
I was coming in watering them.
Yeah, we don't know if they're going to survive or not. And then we put in 4 other bushes, and I think they kind of just got ran over while in them.
They're under where the bedroom got extended.
Okay, well, oops. But,
Plans change.
We do have a plan for that in the future, so.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, it has been wonderful with you guys tonight. I've enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a blessed week.
Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button.
Definitely, and we're going to jump off here, get some dinner started, and feed him. He thinks he needs to eat. I don't know. I'm having spaghetti.
I love lasagna.
But we'll get some great videos out to you guys this week, and we will see you again next Saturday.
Yeah, I look forward to something different from us this week.
Something different?
Shave horse.
Oh, yeah, he built a shave horse today. If you could see. It looks really neat. I'm like, the whole way through, I was like, what? And, don't talk about steak. Did y'all see that video where I locked him? He got locked in the chicken coop. Actually, I locked you in the chicken coop.
Yeah.
I got steak out of that.
Rowdy's excited about steak too.
But can I send you
The battery. We need. Oh, for the smoke.
Oh. We will get one. I promise.
Next Saturday, it may be quiet. If we make it to the store by next Saturday.
We will not have a BB thing next week. I've been threatening to just go up there and take it out, but I know that's probably not the best thing to do. So, guys, we're going to hop off here. I hope you guys have a blessed week, and we will see